What we are watching right now does not feel like ordinary sports drama. It does not feel like the usual pre-fight trash talk that fades once the bell rings. This feels heavier, more personal, more emotional. For many people following the situation, it feels like we are watching something crack in real time. At the center of it all is Claressa Shields, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, a multi-division world champion, and one of the most accomplished female fighters the sport has ever seen. For years, she proudly carried the nickname GWOAT, meaning the greatest woman of all time. That was not a random title she gave herself without reason. She earned it through discipline, hard work, and dominance inside the ring. But lately, the focus has shifted. Instead of talking about her footwork, her combinations, or her championship belts, people are talking about Instagram posts, emotional exchanges, and relationship rumors. What started as typical fight promotion has slowly turned into something that feels chaotic and uncomfortable. Some fans call it a public meltdown. Others say it looks like desperation. A few believe it looks like heartbreak unfolding in front of millions of people. The truth is more complicated than any one label. If we step back and look carefully, this situation is not just about boxing. It is about identity. It is about pressure. It is about insecurity, love, validation, and what happens when a public figure tries to manage all of that under a microscope. Let's slow this down and walk through it piece by piece. The "I found God" era. Not long ago, Claressa began sharing a different side of herself online.
Her tone changed.
Her captions shifted. She spoke openly about faith, about finding peace, about growth. She talked about walking in the light and letting go of negativity. It felt like she was introducing a calmer version of herself to the world. For a while, many fans embraced it. People commented that she seemed more grounded, more mature, less reactive. It appeared as if she was entering a new chapter, not only as an athlete, but as a woman evolving beyond conflict. And that narrative made sense. Athletes grow.
People change.
Life humbles you. Success does not automatically bring inner peace, and sometimes those who have fought the hardest battles are the ones who crave stillness the most. But then something shifted. In the middle of this spiritual rebrand, Claressa engaged in a heated online exchange with Laila Ali, former world champion and daughter of the legendary Muhammad Ali. That name carries enormous weight. Laila Ali represents legacy, elegance, and a different generation of women's boxing. She retired undefeated. She moved into life beyond the ring with grace. Across generations, she is respected. So when Claressa responded sharply, using profanity and even referencing Laila's age, many people were surprised. It was not only the words themselves that shocked fans. It was the contrast. You cannot build an image around peace and spiritual growth and then publicly attack someone less than a day later without people noticing the inconsistency. The emotional swing made observers uncomfortable. It made them question whether the transformation was genuine or temporary. Was Claressa hurt?
Possibly.
Was she defensive? Likely. Was she overwhelmed? That would not be surprising. But on social media, context disappears. People do not analyze pain. They analyze perception. And to the public, it looked unstable. Once the internet senses instability, it zooms in. The baby bottle moment. Then came the press conference before her upcoming fight against Francine Cruz-Dezurn. At that event, Claressa brought a baby bottle as a prop, implying that her opponent needed to be fed or was not on her level. In boxing culture, theatrical moments are normal. Fighters have thrown tables, shouted insults, flipped chairs, and worn outrageous outfits to sell fights. Boldness is part of the business. In her mind, the baby bottle may have been playful, even strategic. It was meant to create buzz. But it did not land the way she expected. Instead of going viral as a powerful pre-fight stunt, the clip spread with a different tone. Many viewers called it childish. Others described it as forced. Some said it felt like someone trying too hard to manufacture a meme. The real shift, however, came from Francine's reaction. She did not escalate. She did not match the theatrics. She remained calm and focused in interviews, including an appearance on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp. She spoke about preparation, about work, about being ready to fight. At one point, it became clear she was not even engaging with Claressa's online posts. That silence changed everything. Trash talk works when both fighters participate. When only one person keeps talking, it begins to feel like shadowboxing. And shadowboxing in public can look lonely. The power dynamic flipped. Claressa was loud. Franchin was still. And stillness in moments like that can be powerful. The relationship complication. Now we move into the part of the story that truly ignited social media speculation. Claressa has been publicly linked to rapper Papoose. The complication? He is still legally married to Remy Ma. There has been no widely discussed public divorce announcement that clearly explains the timeline. Instead, there is a visible relationship unfolding online, while a legal marriage still exists. That alone creates tension in the court of public opinion. Whether the private reality is more nuanced does not matter to social media. The internet simplifies everything into roles. Wife and other woman. Those labels carry stigma. They invite judgment. Then fans began noticing something else, similarities in fashion and presentation. Remy posted photos wearing a pink fur coat. Shortly after, Claressa appeared in a similar glamorous style. Remy showed off-layered jewelry, referencing her layers. Not long after, Claressa posted jewelry photos using similar language. Was it coincidence? It could have been. Fashion trends overlap constantly. Fur coats are not owned by one person. Jewelry brands are shared by celebrities everywhere. But online audiences love patterns. Side-by-side comparisons were created. Timelines were built. Comment sections filled with theories. People pointed out that Claressa's earlier style leaned heavily athletic, tracksuits, gym gear, sporty looks, and that the glamorous hip-hop partner aesthetic appeared more recently. Once a narrative takes hold online, it spreads quickly, regardless of proof. And perception, fair or not, becomes reality. The question of identity. Underneath all of this is a deeper question. Who is Claressa outside the ring? Inside the ropes, she knows exactly who she is. She is disciplined,
Skilled. Fierce.
focused, confident. But outside boxing, the image feels less settled. Is she the spiritually grounded woman who found peace? Is she the fiery competitor who will say anything to win mentally? Is she the glamorous partner of a rap star? Is she the unbothered GWAT who ignores critics? Trying to be all of those versions at once is exhausting. The pressure on women in combat sports is intense. They are expected to be tough but still feminine, aggressive but still likable, confident but not arrogant, marketable but authentic. The balance is almost impossible. Claressa has openly expressed frustration about being underappreciated. Despite her accomplishments, she has not always received the same mainstream attention or financial rewards as male fighters. Critics sometimes say she lacks knockout power. Others claim she is not a major pay-per-view draw. Those comments cut deep. When someone feels overlooked, they often try to create visibility in other ways. Drama brings attention. Attention brings conversation. Conversation brings numbers. But attention does not always bring respect. The weight of time. When Claressa made remarks about Laila Ali's age, it touched something deeper than simple trash talk. In sports culture, calling someone old is not just an insult. It represents fear. Fear of decline. Fear of fading relevance. Fear of time moving faster than you want it to. Boxing careers are short.
Speed fades.
Reflexes slow. Public interest shifts to younger stars. Claressa is still in her prime. But athletes are constantly aware that prime years do not last forever. Laila Ali represents what comes after. She retired gracefully. She built a life outside the ring. She became more than her last fight. Sometimes when you look at someone who has already walked the path you are still on, you see your own future staring back at you. And that can feel unsettling. Maybe the comment came from anger. Maybe it came from anxiety. Maybe it came from both. The business pressure. Beneath all the emotional headlines is the simple reality of boxing as a business. Promoters care about numbers. ticket sales, pay-per-view buys, gate revenue. If seats do not fill, pressure builds quickly. Claressa's technical skill has rarely been questioned by serious analysts. But translating skill into mainstream stardom is a different challenge. The sport does not always reward excellence equally. If you dominate opponents but do not score dramatic knockouts, critics say you are boring. If you create loud promotional moments, critics say you are desperate. It can feel like there is no winning formula. Living in that space, constantly judged, constantly compared, wears on anyone. Social media and sensitivity. Another layer of this situation involves online commentators who claim their videos discussing Claressa have been flagged or reported. Whether that is standard platform moderation or something more intentional is unclear. But perception again plays a powerful role. If someone says they are unbothered but appears to react strongly to criticism, people notice the contradiction. True confidence often looks quiet. Insecurity feels reactive. That does not mean she is wrong to defend her image. Public figures have the right to protect themselves. But the louder the defense, the more curious the audience becomes. The human reality. It is easy to forget that behind every viral clip is a real person. Claressa Shields grew up facing serious challenges. She fought her way out of difficult circumstances. She became an Olympian. She made history in a sport that does not always treat women fairly. That kind of journey requires strength. But strength does not erase vulnerability. It is entirely possible that she is navigating love, public scrutiny, career pressure, and personal growth all at the same time. It is possible she feels misunderstood. It is possible she is learning, in real time, how to balance public image with private emotion. When athletes struggle publicly, we rarely offer grace. They are allowed to be imperfect. They are allowed to feel insecure. They are allowed to evolve awkwardly. But the internet rarely allows messy growth. Where this could go? There are several possible paths forward. She could refocus completely on boxing, let her performance speak, and silence critics through dominance. The relationship situation could become clearer publicly, reducing speculation. She could step back from social media and rebuild her narrative intentionally rather than reactively. Or the noise could continue, overshadowing her achievements. What would be tragic is if years of excellence were reduced to one chaotic season. Claressa Shields should be remembered first for her Olympic gold medals, her championships, and her skill. Not for being someone's girlfriend. Not for internet comparisons. Fame is fragile. One viral moment can distort years of hard work. The larger lesson. This story is bigger than one fighter. It is about what happens when identity becomes tangled with validation, when love becomes content, when applause from strangers starts to feel necessary. Social media rewards extremes. Calm rarely trends. Stability rarely goes viral. Claressa once stood firmly as an individual force in boxing. Now many people define her by drama. That shift should make us pause. Because no one deserves to have their entire legacy rewritten by a chapter of chaos. We do not truly know what happens behind closed doors. We see filtered photos, short clips, and heated comments. We fill in the blanks with assumptions. Maybe she is insecure. Maybe she is misunderstood. Maybe she is deeply in love. Maybe she is overwhelmed. What we do know is that the story is not finished. There is still a fight ahead. There is still time for clarity, growth, redemption. Talent does not disappear overnight. Legacy can take a hit, but it can also be rebuilt. The question is not whether Claressa Shields has the skill to win inside the ring. The real question is whether she can win the quieter battle, the one against doubt, against noise, against the temptation to become someone she does not recognize. Championships are won with fists. Identity is forged in silence. And sometimes, the loudest season of someone's life is only one chapter, not the whole book.